Hello, and welcome back to the What's on My Mind show. My name is Thomas for What's on My Mind, and I'm going to start off by processing that this might be a rather difficult video to watch for some of you. Um, as most of you probably know, the current ruler of the United States, and I'm not going to refer to. In this video, I'm going to do a few things. One, I will not be referring to the current government as an administration, it is a regime. It is not an administration, it is a regime. Anybody who does not see that is either wrong or is playing into their hands. Second of all, I'm not going to be referring to the leader of this regime by name, because that gives the leader of this regime power and energy. We don't need to do that. Third of all, I want to say that I do not support what is going on in this country. It is, frankly, humiliating to us on a global scale. It's humiliating to all of our allies who are trying so hard to prevent the spread of authoritarianism around the world. Yet we are now a de facto authoritarianist state. Well, actually, should I say a de jure authoritarianist state? The leader of our country has just signed an executive order called the NSPM 7. Essentially, this executive order lists off 7 acts which are now classified as domestic terrorism. Excuse me. They're now classified as domestic terrorism. These acts are just bonkers. It's wild because he wants to the leader wants to essentially criminalize anti-fascism, criminalize the sheer act of speaking out against the government, and wants to create what's known as the JTTF, the Joint Terrorism Task Force, which essentially wants to try and get rid of political violence. Which, if you want to get rid of political violence, maybe stop the violent rhetoric. Huh? Have you ever thought of that? No, you haven't. Maybe stop the rhetoric against dehumanizing immigrants, against dehumanizing members of the LGBTQ plus community, against dehumanizing those who are just simply trying to live their lives in a constructive and accepted manner. I do not wish to see people being rounded up and sent out of the country, or rounded up and interrogated and executed by the government of the United States. You know who did that? Nazi Germany. There was a concentration camp called Dachau in the middle of Munich, which is one of the largest cities in Germany. I believe it's the second largest city in Germany. The recent killing of Charlie Kirk, which I do not support, even though I don't agree with him, I do not support violence of any kind from either side. Violence is dehumanizing to everybody involved. It's dehumanizing to the people who perpetrate it and to the people who are victims of it. But my, how the mighty have fallen. We at one point were one of the most powerful countries on the planet, and now we are an absolute joke on the world stage. I don't know how that could be possible. I am trying to prevent the I'm trying to obviously remain calm here, but it's difficult to do so when the sheer act of speaking out against the government is labeled as un-American. We are entering a new Red Scare. We are entering a new wave of authoritarianist McCarthyism that wishes to turn America into a fascist state. ICE is already becoming a neo-Gestapo, a new secret police force in the US, as is the JTTF, as is any other government organization that is tasked with trying to maintain law and order. The military is being turned on civilians. Not only is that against US law, but that's against international law. There are myriad human rights violations going on here. And it's not just it's not just people like me who are saying this, it's most people. Immigrants are scared for their lives, as are people in the LGBTQ community, as are people are who have left-leaning ideals, as are people who are communists and socialists and anti-fascists and anti-authoritarianists. We need to take a serious look at what is going on in this country and stop it. We need to stop the violence. We need to stop the disturbing level of anti anti-democratic rhetoric and stop the anti-democratic propaganda and um stop the sheer pretty much eugenics oriented view of the American family, which the ideal American family in the view of the United States government is white with blonde hair and blue eyes and Christian. We're essentially creating a eugenics based fascist theocracy built on lies, deception, treachery, corruption, greed, and lack of and sheer lack of morality of any kind. People who don't understand how terrifying this is. Every everything that everything the government is doing is essentially labeling one specific side as the enemy of the state. You know who uses that term? The quote unquote enemy of the state? Vladimir Putin, Joseph Stalin, Adolf Hitler, Benito Mussolini, Pol Pot, name an authoritarianist leader, name a fascist leader, they've done that. This is playing right into the fascist handbook. And I'm going to keep saying it because this is what it is. The United States is a fascist country. As of right now. They have, by law, turned themselves into a country built on controlling what people think. They have become the thought police. And I never thought I would have to make a video like this. I thought when I started this channel I would be talking more about what was on my mind, because that's the whole preface of the What's on My Mind show. But I've been seeing the sheer it's sheer I can't even form words. It's sheer authoritarianism. It's authoritarian. I don't know what I don't know what I don't know what is going on right now, but we are living in the most dystopian timeline. We have so much horribleness in this country. There's so much bad stuff going on that it's hard for me to actually form words. It's hard for me to actually form words because of just how messed up this entire thing is. We have a president who, we have a leader who is, who has declared war on his own country effectively, has has made extremism the norm, has made the idea of speaking out against the government a a, a form of a form of political insurrection. I I am so I'm so horrified for all of my friends. And for all of my friends who are watching this, I see you. I hear you. I know. The the Immigrations and Customs Enforcement Agency, and by that extension, Kristi Noem, who who is not only one of the most disturbed individuals in the country right now, is creating a is creating effectively, like I said, a a a disturbingly horrible government. It's Yeah, they're classifying anti-Christian views as domestic terrorism. I'm going to say it right now. I'm an atheist. I don't care about religion. I do not believe in a God because there is no God. you will most likely agree with me. You may not agree with me. However, we are so, so, so in trouble because of what's going on. We have a we have Greta Thunberg, one of the most famous climate activists in the world, being detained by the Israeli government and possibly tortured and possibly being assaulted or abused. We have a we have a sheer lack of healthcare. We have a sheer lack of empathy. We have a sheer lack of anything that would remotely be seen as normal human behavior. And this normal human behavior is being twisted into 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 blind patriotism. We have people that are running around, and we have people who are running around and doing all sorts of horrible things. And I'm trying to think of another thing to say about this, but we're we're just going through a we're just going through something right now. We have people who are dehumanizing a man who was murdered by the police. And I'm, of course, talking about George Floyd. He was murdered by the Minneapolis Police Department, and they are calling him a horrible person. Which, to be honest, I don't really support people who use drugs. It's not exactly the best thing. But they're saying that he overdosed on the street while being arrested. No, he didn't. A cop put his knee on Mr. Floyd's neck for 9 minutes and 49 seconds. The human brain can survive without oxygen for about 3 minutes. I am so. We have ICE agents ramming cars. We have police officers in our cities being pepper sprayed by ICE agents. We have we have we have so many things going on. I'm trying to not lose my cool here, but it's it's rather hard to not feel like things are really bad right now. I we need to we actually need to get we need to we need to wake up. We need to wake up. We need to wake up, America, because we have people that are we have people that are being disappeared by the government, and and it's 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 just disturbing. I'm having a really difficult time to actually forming words because it's just so disturbing. The I'm gonna finish with this. Democracy is not a spectator sport. Take part in it. If you don't like what you're seeing, use your use your First Amendment right to protest, to speak out against the government, and to dissent peacefully. If someone tries to ask you questions, deny. If someone tries to if someone tries to arrest you, sit down. If someone tries to tell you that your sexuality isn't valid, your sexuality is valid. You are seen, you are heard, you are loved. Even if the government is trying to criminalize you, say that you're a terrorist, say that you're an enemy of the state, say that you're something, say that you're some random nonsense, don't listen to them. The government does not have a right to tell people what to do. I mean, they do have a right to tell people what to do because they have laws, but but within reason, within the context of the Constitution, which right now has pretty much gone out the window. Democracy isn't a spectator sport. Get out, protest peacefully, please. Stand up to all the nonsense that's happening in this country, and let's not forget how what happened the last time we had someone as unstable as our current as the leader of the current regime in the world. I'm going to finish with a very pertinent poem by Martin Niemöller, Pastor Martin Niemöller. First they came for the communists, but I did not speak out because I was not a communist. Then they came for the socialists, and I did not speak out because I was not a socialist. Then they came for the trade unionists, and I did not speak out because I was not a trade unionist. Then they came for the Jews, and I did not speak out because I was not a Jew. And then they came for me, and there was no one left to speak out for me. We have so much stuff going on. Y'all, we're being, y'all, we're having a heck of a time. We're having a heck of a time. It's been wild. The government the there are people who are yeah. I need to end the video right here because I can't continue without saying something that I'm going to regret later. So thank you for watching. This has been a What's on My Mind review of all the nonsense that's going on in this country. My name is Thomas, and I hope you join us for the next episode.